What's going on, guys? Yes, sir. YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on 5 running backs that you should be stashing at the end of your drafts, guys. So stash these guys. These are guys that can have an opportunity in the 4th quadrant. And when I say 4th quadrant, that's the end of the season. That's your fantasy football playoffs. So if you go back and look at your fantasy football playoffs the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks, depending on how you set it up, there are guys in that top 10 and top 5 that we didn't expect. Guys that got it. Guys that was in front of guys that got injured, and these guys came in. So you have to be ready for the 4th quadrant. You can't make up excuses and say, well, my guys got hurt. That's not fantasy football. You always got to be ready. You got to have a plan B, plan C, plan D, right? So make sure you pick up these guys and stash them. And these are my 5 guys. But guys, there's like 15, 20 guys out there that you should pick up. We can't pick them all up. So I'm just going to cherry pick my guys and see what my hit rate is, right? So I see Big Will in the house. I say Big Will in the house. Watch your mouth. I got RG in the building. What's up, RG? And I got Charlene in the house. What's going on, Charlene? Yes. What's going on, Ninja? What's going on? Yes, sir, guys. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Yes, sir. We got Tron Force in the building. We got C.A. Jefferson in the building. We got Don Mayweather. What's up, bro? He said, what's good, guys? Yes, sir. Appreciate everybody being here. Let's get the likes up, fellas. Hey, it's fantasy time. Y'all see them preseason games? Y'all see them preseason games? You see Shadur Sanders out there? And listen, I don't care what nobody say, I'm bold. I told y'all he the best quarterback that I ever saw come out of college. I'm going to stand on that. I'm going to go down with the shit. I'm dying with that. I'm not going to change that. That's just what I see. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm not going to be wrong, but it looks good that first week, and he ain't even have Jerry Judy. Imagine if they'd have went out there for 2 or 3 series with Jerry Judy and David Njoku. That man would have threw 3 touchdowns with a decent offensive line. That's why he took that sack. He started acting like old Shadur Sanders in the back with Colorado running around. He got to learn how to be able to go ahead and get the ball out quick, man, if you're going to get sacked. You got to know that the pressure can get there. But it's hard to play with a bad offensive line as a rookie, right? Because you got to learn the game. I don't care how good you is. Jaden Daniels still is learning. He had a great rookie season. Yes, sir. Wesley Mendez in the building. Martin Torres. What's up, bruh? Yes, sir. We got 28 people in here. Let's get the likes up, guys, before I get going. Guys, if you want to show support to the channel, all you can do is become a member. One of my let me see, guys. If somebody got the link to the membership, can you please post it? Maybe I need to post it earlier. But yes, guys, sign up as a member of the channel. If you sign up as a member of the channel, guys, you can get into my listening leagues. Also, you can get a free consultation if you sign up as a Phenom member. How much would you spend in a 200 auction league on Jamar Chase? At least $50. So it's gonna be 45 to 50. It's gonna be 45 to 50. Probably 50. He probably gonna go for 60. I wouldn't pay over 55 because there's some other players out there that's gonna have really great value at the wide receiver position. Okay, guys. So listen, I'm gonna go ahead and start reading off my list, and I'm gonna get to the comments. If you want your comment answered immediately, I would suggest you super chat, and I'm gonna try to get to the members first. So the members got priority. I'm gonna try to get to all the members' comments. So that's why you should be a member, so you can get your question answered. And I'm gonna have some member only lives. So make sure, guys, y'all, you be ready for that. Okay. So the first guy I want to talk about, and I'm gonna go from 5 to 1, no particular order, right? No particular order, but I'm gonna go from 5 to 1. So my number 5 guy that I think you should be stashing as a running back at the end of your draft is going to be Kyle Monogai, the running back from Chicago. Now listen, it's a couple backfields in the NFL that we don't know who the hell going to be the starting or the leading guy, right? So when you have DeAndre Swift, who's never made it through a full season, you got Roshan Johnson, who had a concussion problem last year. I thought he was going to be good, but he just fell off. And you draft a guy in the 7th round. You have to give that 7th round guy a chance. In running backs, it don't matter. Draft capital do not matter with running backs. That's the only position that draft capital don't matter. They don't care if you come off the streets. If you can run that pill, they're going to give it to you 20 times a game. So, guys, draft Kyle. I'm not saying Kyle is the most explosive running back I ever saw, or he's going to do something special. He can jump over the moon. He can run through a brick house. He can save your baby in a burning building. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying, he got an opportunity to start. So you have to stash this guy, right? You know, DeAndre Swift is not going to play 17, 18 games he's never had before. So you got to make sure that you stash this type of guy, right? I think he could be better than Roschon. He's getting first-team reps. So stash this guy. And I'm not going to hold you. This is not going to be a super long live. I got 5 guys. I have no bonus guys because I wasn't going to put a bonus guy on there just to put a bonus guy on there. There's only a few running backs that are late-round guys that got an opportunity. And Kyle Monagai is one of those guys. Let's move on to my number 4 guy. It's going to be Jaylen Wright. Yeah, he's kind of not no late-round guy, but people kind of fading off of that, you know what I'm saying? Because of all the situation in Miami, people just kind of forgot about that. But I'm still telling you, Jaylen Wright still going to get some opportunities, and you never know what's going to happen with Devon Achane. This is not a handcuff video, but this is a video to stash late guys. So if it works out for you as a handcuff, then that's what it is. But yes, guys, I like Jaylen Wright. I believe that they don't want Devon Achane to get hurt, so Devon Achane will be playing wide receiver, and then they will put Jaylen Wright back at running back. So that's to keep Devon Achane active, keep him healthy. When you playing wide receiver, you more healthy. The reason why, because you're not taking hits in the box. And when you're in the box, man, you got 250-pound linebackers, you got 230-pound linebackers, you got 300-pound defensive linemen falling on you on your knees and stuff. When you're out in space, it's just one-on-one, two-on-one, make a dude miss, get down. So that's going to keep Devon Achane healthy. But Jaylen Wright is going to be in the game when Devon Achane is lined up at wide receiver. And if you look at the snap percentage of Devon Achane lining up at the wide receiver position, it's very high. It's very high. So I love Jaylen Wright. Let's move on to my number 3 guy. This is another kind of a handcuff. Guys, let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. My number 3 guy is going to be Will Shipley. Yes, the backup to Saquon Barkley. And the reason why I like Will Shipley, guys, I keep telling y'all every time I talk about Saquon Barkley, I talk about Will Shipley. Saquon is not going to play 100% of the snaps. He didn't even do it last year, and now they're on a Super Bowl chase. So Saquon is trying to stay healthy. So Will Shipley is going to play a lot at the end of the game unless this team is losing a lot. And this team is not going to be losing. This team is going to be even better than it was last year. That's why everybody believes that they can go to another Super Bowl. So with Saquon probably coming out the game in the fourth quarter, 30% of their games, that's going to be Will Shipley. So in the fourth quadrant, when Saquon said, you know what, I'm not playing this game, I'm only going to play the first quarter because we already got the division locked or we already in the playoffs, and you got Will Shipley, now you got a league-winning running back who's going to be getting top 5 type production because of the offense that he's in and how the team runs. So that's why I'm getting Will Shipley, not just because he's a handcuff. I don't look at it that simple. I want players that can have opportunities to get the full workload, and Will can. So let's move on to my number 2 guy. And remember, guys, if you want your question answered, all you got to do is super chat. Other than that, you got to wait till I get to my members, and then I get to the rest of the questions. So be patient, guys. Appreciate everybody being here. Yes, sir. This is cutting-edge content. Okay, my number 2 guy is going to be Sean Tucker. I don't believe in Rashad White. I like Bucky Irvin. Bucky Irvin is elite. He's elite. Now, can he stay healthy? I believe so. But I believe that Sean Tucker, guys, can be traded, or he can end up coming and taking snaps from Rashad White. I believe Rashad White could be traded. Sean Tucker's a good running back that nobody's really talking about. Every time he touched the ball, he's having elite numbers. What he had a game where he averaged like 6 yards per carry when he had he had 8 carries for like 120 yards one week, and then they didn't really use him anymore, and he's still on that team. So Sean Tucker's the guy, especially in Dynasty, you need to have this guy stashed. This is a guy that's going to have an opportunity one day. Running backs don't stay on the bench forever. So he's gonna have an opportunity. You just want to make sure that you have that bingo number. Sean Tucker, that should be on your bingo card. That's what how I look at running backs when it comes to stashing guys. I'm just trying to get whatever guy I can. Sorry guys, the train is coming through. But I'm just trying to get whatever guy I can in case his numbers are called. That's why I call it bingo. And last but not least, guys, my number 1 guy that I think you should be picking up at the end of your drafts and stashing is going to be Jacory Krosky-Merritt. And then they call him Bill. He plays for the Washington Commanders. And listen, I like Antonio Gibson, and I know Brian Robinson is a good player too. But this is a young rookie. They're not paying none of these guys. Somebody could get hurt. Brian Robinson has been going through injuries. Austin Eckler, I don't know if he's going to make the team. I think you got to pick up Bob. That's Jacory Merritt. I think you got to pick him up. I've been getting them not at the end of my draft, but I'm probably taking them a couple rounds, probably like round 14, to make sure I get some good running backs who can actually have an opportunity throughout the season, maybe in the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant is the end of the season, the fantasy football playoffs. I look at the whole season as 4 different quadrants. You got your first 4 games, the next 4, then the next 4, then the next 4. In each quadrant, you see players either getting better or worse, and you have to make adjustments. That's what I mean when I say fourth quadrant. Okay, so let's get to the comment section. This is why y'all are here. See, I'm gonna get to the members' questions first. Okay, so it don't look like there's a lot of members, so I'm just gonna go from the list up and down. So I got Charlene says, "Hey TD, what's going on, Charlene?" We got Tron in the building says, "What up, TD?" And CA Jefferson says, "TD, what's up?" We got Wesley Mendez in the building, and Charlene says Keon Mitchell and Trey Henderson look good so far. Yes, Travion Henderson is very explosive. Remember, he was my #1 running back coming out of this draft class. If you go back and look at my video, everybody kept talking about Quinshawn, a couple other players. And over Ashton Jeanty. I said, no, I like Travion Henderson over Ashton Jeanty. Y'all know me. I'm not just saying that just to say something crazy. That's just what I feel. When I watch Travion, he was always explosive. Tron says, how much would you spend on a 2? So yeah, I told you already, it'd be like $50 to between 60. I wouldn't pay no more than 50. Because I don't want to overspend for a guy who ain't gonna necessarily win me the league. He got to depend on Joe Burrow. Don says, double tap the screen and hit the like. 3 white dots at the top of the right corner and hit the like. Yes, guys. Thank you, Don. Let's get the likes up, fellas. Elise, I'm sorry if I'm killing your name. He says, TD, what you think about teams with new offensive coordinators? There's nothing wrong with that. You still pick those guys. If you know those guys are elite, you know that team is trending in the right direction. Like, look at the Detroit Lions. I'm not worried about a new offensive coordinator because I know what Jahmyr Gibbs is. A new offensive coordinator don't want to be fired week 1. If he goes in there and gives Jahmyr Gibbs 8 carries because he don't know what this team is, he's going to be fired. So Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be fine. And going with the offensive coordinator and going with the flow of the team from last year or maybe 2 years ago into now, Jameson Williams are going to get more targets. So I like Jameson Williams going forward. So don't let offensive coordinators deter you from players, but it's got to make sense. Wesley Mendez in the building with the super chat. Thank you, bro. I got that cash out. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a big time shout out. Appreciate that, bro. I saw that. Yes, sir. All right. So offensive coordinators doesn't matter. Just go with the trend, man. I'm really good at that. Maybe other people can't pick up on it, but by me playing football for over 17, 18 years, maybe even longer, I know how, like, each year when you sit down, depending on what type of talent you got coming in and how you're trying to transition and how you struggled last year, you're going to change up. Last year, Detroit, they needed more explosive plays. So that's why Jameson Williams is a big target for me this year because I know they want to push the ball downfield. That's how they make everything where you have to defend all areas of the field. They're going to kill you underneath. Amon-Ra is the best underneath wide receiver in the game right now. They got a great running back. He's one of the best running backs in the game, if not the best. But what do they do? Do they got a deep threat? They got a great tight end, top 5 tight end. But do they got a deep threat? Yeah, Jameson Williams. Here we go. We about to deploy him. Let's see here. Don says Swift is just a guy. Swift is a jag. No, because he can be rented, and I don't want to get weird here. So I'm just keep it PC. But sometimes, guys, you rent a car. If you need to go make a trip, rent that car. It doesn't matter what type of car it is. You're going to use it for what you need it for, and then you're going to get rid of it. So everybody's not trash just because you can't use them the whole season. Sometimes you got to rent something. And I believe there are certain guys that are renters. Like CMC, I'll call him a rental. Y'all always like, he's not going to stay healthy the whole season. Who cares? when he's the #1 running back for 8 weeks, don't be telling me your team didn't make it to the playoffs and you got Jamar Chase everywhere and you didn't take CMC. But like, where he got hurt, but you ain't in the playoffs. I mean, the guy got hurt, but I'm going to the playoffs. You not. You swerving down your team good just because you didn't pick CMC, but you're not in the playoffs. So you can pick all these players who gonna stay healthy, and they're not giving you that damn 30.40 points, 30.40 points. CMC's gonna give me 30.40 points. So Swift, bro, in a vacuum, he could be a top 12 running back for the first 4 weeks of the season, and then he goes off the rails, and that's okay, because you 4-1, you 3-1. But if you don't draft him, you might not even make it to the playoffs. So if he comes to you, bro, in the right selection, you got to take him, because the guy's going to be getting the workload. But keep watching preseason, keep watching fantasy football content, keep watching me, and I'll let you know if something changed. It could change. DeAndre Swift could get a toe injury. Maybe Kyle Managa could come and start taking over. Yes, it could change. But if it don't change, I'm drafting DeAndre Swift. Not overdrafting him, just letting him fall to the ADP. It's called floating like water. Be like water, like Bruce Lee said. You don't ever know what you might have to do. And some players are okay to take at a certain, in a vacuum, just to have them for a few weeks. Martin Terrell says, at round should I draft running back Travion Henderson? Early 3rd round. You got to get him. Somebody going to snipe you. So he might be drafted in the 2nd round. That's too much. Make them spend that ADP, and they actually missed out on a great value because they overdrafted him. But 3-1 to 3-12 is where he's going, and you have to commit to him there. You can't get him in the 4th or 5th round anymore. So commit to him in the 3rd round. I think he's a great 3rd round pick for upside, and be patient with him. Do not drop this dude after no 3 or 4 weeks. Just because he ain't boomed or did that. He's so special. He's gonna get his chance. So you gotta be patient when you draft a guy that early. Like Marvin Harrison, if I drafted him last year, which I didn't, I'm not gonna drop him the whole season, because I know they're trying to get him the ball, but it's not working. So you have to be patient. A lot of people drop a lot of candy, and people come and take your candy from you and beat you with your own candy. You don't want to get beat with your own candy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be patient with him. But yes, 3rd round is the time to get him. Let's get the likes up, fellas. I'm giving you the cutting edge content. I made the video, guys. I'm sorry I got the video out late, but y'all see, I talked about Travion Henderson before he even scored that kickoff return. There was a couple players on that list that I had already been on, and they broke out in their first preseason game. Sorry that I was a little behind on that, but it's hard to get the videos out. It has to go through the algorithm and all that before I upload it. He says, you can wait on quarterbacks. Pick up JJ. Man, listen, there's so many damn quarterbacks out there, Charlene. It's ridiculous. I like Bryce Young. I like Shadur Sanders. I like AR for a rental. I bet you're gonna challenge me about AR just because I said he's a rental. AR suck. Who cares? If he's gonna run a 60-yard touchdown and have only 2 completions, and he's the number 8 quarterback that week, who gives a damn what he did? I ain't say he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. I just need that damn rushing upside. It's just like relationships. Some women that you date is not gonna be a great mother. You just out living life, you dating. It doesn't mean you trying to marry her, right? So every woman that I mentioned that I'm on a date don't mean I'm gonna marry her. So every player that I mentioned doesn't mean I think he's gonna be the greatest player ever, right? So AR is a guy like, I'm just gonna use him for rushing upside. If they start him, I'm playing him. If they play Daniel Jones, maybe I don't want Daniel Jones, but I'm gonna use whatever I need to get what I need to get to win my fantasy championship. I don't need to be connected to these players forever. Now Tyreek Hill is a player that I'm kind of connected to. I think he's a tremendous. There's a few players that you go down with the ship, but you don't go down with the ship with every player. You don't go down with the ship with DeAndre Swift. You don't go down with the ship with DeAndre Swift. But yeah, it's a bunch of quarterbacks out there. I agree. I think it's like 12 quarterbacks that could be okay for you. That's why I'm focusing on my flex spots this year. That's my most important position. The quarterback, if I don't get Lamar or Josh, then I'm waiting late. I'm not getting them middle guys. And I call Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels. I'm not drafting those guys. It's too much, what's going to happen? Lamar or Josh Allen? Or then I'm waiting late, and then I'm getting the J.J. McCarthy's and the Bryce Youngs and the Drake Mays. That's my 2 cents. That's how I'm drafting this year with my quarterbacks. Make sure ain't none of them. Okay, just want to make sure none of my... Okay, Big Will. Guys, if you are a member and I'm not... Because I right now it's not showing me who my members are, but if I miss you, let me know. Say, TD, I'm a member, and you're not answering my questions first. So let me know, because maybe I'm not seeing a sign or something. But Big Will says, Washington is phasing out Robinson. I agree with that. I can see that. I like Robinson. I can see that, though. He says they even listed him as a kick returner. Wow, Ja'Cory Murray is going to take over eventually. There you go, right there. I can tell that's what they kind of been saying under the table and shit, right? Uh, let's see here. Don says he said what he said. Yes, sir. I'm giving y'all cutting edge content right here. Come on now. Connor Kelly says sleeper picks. Now, these are not sleeper picks. These are guys that I'm stashing. Doesn't mean to stash. You can stash a sleeper, or you can stash a handcuff, or you can just stash a late round running back. I compartmentalize like that. I know my content is unorthodox. Like, it's just kind of weird, and I know I have my own way of thinking, so I apologize when I make fruit salad statements, but just the way I see it, guys. That's why I say I'm cutting edge. I'm fearless. I believe I'm watching the game. I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and my shit is hitting. That's why I made my YouTube channel. I didn't make a YouTube channel because I was bored and I wanted something to do. I'm like, I'm great at this shit. Every time I competed with people around in my neighborhood, I knew more football knowledge. I haven't been, even coaches, they might know how to draw up plays better than me, but they can't spot out talent better than me. I said what I said. I'm one of the best talent spot out guys in the whole world. I hope nobody gets uncomfortable right now and leave. I hope nobody gets uncomfortable and leave because I said that statement. It's a black man saying that. I think I'm great. Is that okay with everybody? But yes, it's not sleeper picks, just stashing these running backs that I believe that need to be stashed. And I'm going to read the list again in case people wasn't here. The list is Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, they call him Bill. Sean Tucker from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, third on the depth chart, but I think he's going to be number 2. I think they're going to get rid of Rashad White or move him down. Will Shipley, I think he's more of a handcuff, but I don't believe that Saquon is going to play a lot at the end of the games. So I think Will's going to come in and have a nice little role. He could be a top 32, top 48 running back as a backup and not even getting that many carries, maybe getting 6 carries a game. Number 4 is going to be Jaylen Wright, the backup for Miami, because I think Devon Achane is going to be lining up in the slot. He's going to be on the field more than often, no matter if he's lined up at running back or wide receiver, which is going to give Jaylen Wright more snaps and a few more opportunities. I'm not saying he's going to get as much as Raheem Mostert got a couple years ago, but he could get 60% of that. Or, knock on wood, Devon Achane can go down. I hope that doesn't happen because I have a lot of Devon Achane. I can't stop drafting him. He was in my video yesterday. I can't stop drafting him. I'm overdrafting him. And Kyle Monogai from the Chicago, the 7th-round rookie running back. He's getting his first team snaps in practice. We don't know who. DeAndre Swift never been healthy the whole season, so you have to take these risks. So that's what I'm saying. Stash these guys. Mr. Sleeper in the house. What's going on, bruh? Don says Gibson is on the Patriots. Yes, Gibson is on the Patriots. Oh, did I say Washington? I apologize. I'm saying a lot, bro. I apologize if I said Gibson's not on. Gibson's on the Patriots. Facts. Yeah, I know that. He's playing right now. I think he's playing like right now. Not right now, but he played this week and had a decent preseason game. You never talk about. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And you go back and watch my video on guys that's trending up the rankings, skyrocketing up the rankings. Guys, y'all not watching the whole video, and I'm not getting on you, Ninja. I know it's a lot of content to watch. I don't watch every single second of all videos. Well, I kind of do. I'm different. But, yeah, man, I talked about Elijah Arroyo on a video where I said he's skyrocketing up the rankings, and he is, but they got rid of Noah Fant. Birds Bill said, hey, what's up, bruh? Let's see here. Kyle Coben, what's up, Kyle? He says, with first preseason games nearly all in the books, who has been your biggest surprise? Surprise? That's rough because I ain't been surprised. I would say LaJohntay Wester, and I was on the LaJohntay Wester, but I didn't want to be a fucking Colorado. Excuse my language. I apologize. I didn't want to be. Guys, and I've been on edge because of what's going on in my life. I'm very passionate right now, so forgive me if I feel like I'm breathing down everybody's throat. Pause. But yeah, I'm just passionate. But my biggest surprise, I would probably say, it been LaJohntay Wester. But I love all the Colorado guys because I saw them play every week, and I saw how they could get open. But I'm like, I can't keep talking about Travis Hunter, Deshaun Sanders, and and Jamie Horn and Wester, that's like TDU bias. But that's what I saw. So I love what Wester did. That showed me the way the NFL is different, guys. I can spot out talent in college that's not getting premier targets and say they can be premier in the pros. Why I see Antonio Brown do it, I see Steve Smith do it. If you can't guard a guy, if he's a phone booth guy, he's gonna eat in the pros. That's why Hunter Renfrow is kind of good. That's why he got a deal. If a guy can go both ways and you can't stop it, he's gonna be tremendous in the pro game, because the pro game is you left out on the island. Can you guard a guy man to man? And you can't guard Wester one-on-one. It's almost impossible. You can't guard Jimmy Horn one-on-one. So I would say LaJohntay Wester from the Baltimore Ravens. That's been my biggest surprise. But I kind of knew it, but I didn't know he was going to be like that. And so if Zay Flowers goes down, I believe that LaJohntay Wester can be the backup for Zay Flowers, and they could be okay. That's why they probably picked him up. Jermaine, he said, yo, what up, gang? What up, bro? Birds Bill says Don Swift might be a jag, but in a draft full of running backs, Ben Johnson passed on them to the 7th. I agree. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Also, guys, I'm not gonna be able to stay here long. My phone is going dead, so I'm gonna go through these comments kind of quick. Jermaine says, I got 9th. I'm still stuck. Snake draft too. Who should you draft at the 9th? CMC, Malik Neighbors, Derrick Henry. Those are the 3 guys that I think I'm willing to take in the 9th round. Sleeper says Keenan Allen owned 20%. Yes, Keenan Allen is a sleeper. Bird says, Big Will, don't let the punt returner defer you. Rams did that to Kyron Williams last year. Tron says, in an auction draft, would you target 2 workhorse running backs? Hell yeah. And the middle of the road wide receivers, or elite wide receivers and average running backs? And middle of the road wide receivers, or elite wide receivers and average running backs? I don't know what you mean when you say average running backs. There's no such thing as an average running back if you're picking the right guy. But Chuba Hubbard, that type of tier is great with me. James Conner, Alvin Kamara, I love those 3 guys. Those are 3 of my favorite running backs to get, and I guess you would call average running back. So yes, but definitely go for, look, in the auction, bro, your first 3 picks need to be studs. Talking about like Jamar, Justin Jefferson, those type, CMC, King, Henry, those guys. Do not be waiting for the late round guys unless you pivoted to that, right? So if you went heavy quarterback and heavy tight end, then you can go to like Chuba Hubbard, them guys. But yeah, man, it's all about tackling the right players. It's not about average this or front load this. It's about getting your guys. That's why I gave y'all a top 24 list. Get those guys, and I promise you would probably win your league. If you can get CMC, you can get Jamar Chase, you can get Malik Neighbors, you can get King Henry, Devon A. Chase Brown. Those are the guys that you need to be targeting and spending for according to how your league makes is. I don't know. That's why you should get a consultation, and I can help you fill out that. Like, don't spend too much on this, but spend heavy on this. There are some good middle round guys. All right, let me get on, guys, because I don't want my video to go dead. Brian says, go with the players on the stronger offenses. Detroit, Kansas City, Dallas, San Francisco, Baltimore, Buffalo. Most of the time. But there are some bottom dwellers that are good. Like Carolina, I love Chuba Hubbard. I like Bryce Young. There's a couple other bottom dwellers, a couple players that I like Alvin Kamara. But he's right in the most instances. Yes, you go with elite teams. They're going to score more points. Like Baltimore, they're going to score a lot of points. So Rashad Bateman is a better value than some starters. Jermaine says, so if CMC, they're at 9, don't hesitate. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The host says, interested in what you think about Arroyo also. Yeah, Arroyo he's like a DK. He's an athlete. He's not going to be a great route runner, but he don't have to be. He could be Jimmy Graham. I think he's Jimmy Graham 2.0. I'm going Lamar or Allen 5th. Yes, sir. in advance to have rushing quarterback like Allen Hurts, Daniel, etc. Yeah, I like those guys. I'm not really big on Hurts and Daniels this year, but I love Lamar and Josh. How many leagues you are in? I'm about like 20 leagues, 8 redrafts, rest of them dynasty. Charlene says, I want to see more of Bay Tootin. Yeah, I like Bay Tootin. He was on my top 5 list. Travion Henderson, Tootin, Cam Scatterbo. These are the guys that was on my top 5 list. I'm scooping up Evan Ingram at tight end. I don't get a top tight. I wouldn't get Evan Ingram, bro. I would get David Njoku or Isaiah Likely and stash him and wait late with him, or even Britton Strange. I wouldn't get Evan Ingram. That's just my 2 cents. But what did I know? Ninja says, I remember now. Charlene liked the other tight end, and you liked Elijah. Yes. Yes, sir, Ninja. Dragonheart says, Blake Corum, 2 TDs last night. Someone to pay attention to. Yeah. But we know that, bro. If something go down with Corum, you got to get Blake Corum or get him off the waiver. But I'm not going to champion him as some super handcuff because Corum never went down. But Blake Corum can play. They drafted this guy, what, in the 3rd round last year? He can play. The private says, listen up. Ian Taylor's a TD Stalin, solid background. Yes, sir, bro. Hey, when you push me against the wall, I'm coming out fighting. So if you want to beat me at anything, and I'm just talking, just like I say, hey, TD, what's up, man? You cool, you my friend. But if you come down for my throat, I'm coming for you. 5 years, 10 years, end of my life, I'm coming. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. So and we all should be like that. Yes, sir, bro. Appreciate it. Full PPR, what happened? It says full PPR. What do you think about Aaron Jones and Tyler Warner, Brock Bowers? Love Brock Bowers. I'm taking him in the 2nd round. If I want to get an elite tight end, it's all in how you want to build. So don't be getting a lot of second fiddle guys. So I'm either getting Brock Bowers or I'm getting David Njoku or Isaiah Likely. Those are the 3 tight ends that I'm really drafting a lot of this year. Tyler Warren, yes, that's a guy. That's a late tight end. I'm willing to wait late and get him over Isaiah Likely because I see what y'all saying about Warren, especially if Daniel Jones plays. So that makes sense. And Aaron Jones, I love him as a late round running back, guys. This is a guy who's going to get goal line opportunities and going to catch 70 passes. So don't sleep on Aaron Jones. I'll put him on a video too. I talked about Aaron Jones. Anytime, Charlene. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Guys, let's get the likes up. Appreciate everybody being here. I'll see y'all guys later. Peace.